Hey guys, so this is the spoiler section for Halloween Ends, and I was thinking how was I gonna do this? Cause I'm thinking about the movie, right? I saw it again on Peacock. I literally had to get Peacock just so I could watch the movie again, so I didn't have to watch it in the movie theaters, and so I could give my thoughts about it. And I still feel the exact same way I did yesterday, last night, because it's not your typical horror movie. It's a bit different and it's a bit refreshing. Sure, there aren't a lot of kills. Michael doesn't even do most of the killing in this film. Yeah, we're going straight off the bat with the spoilers, by the way. So if you haven't seen the spoiler-free review, please go check it out and then come back here, or go watch the movie first. What are you doing? I would rather you watch the movie and then come watch these things. But Michael doesn't really do any of the killing in this film, and it's kind of refreshing, kind of not. I mean, I would rather him doing the killing, but you understand when I explain it in a bit. Um, it's just this movie is a bit different than most horror movies. So let's just start off, right? This I'm gonna go with the beat by beat, I guess, for the movie. I realized you could talk. You don't have to. I don't really have to talk about the whole movie because the whole movie is like setting up like this one big plot point, and it does really well. Even though it doesn't really go on the fact saying, "Oh, this is the conclusion to this Halloween saga. This is the end," right? It doesn't really go that well onto it, but I thought it did a pretty good, decent job. That's why it's not like an 8, 9, or 10. I give it a 7.5, not an 8, because there are some problems with the movie. So we start off in Halloween 2019. Um, this is 1 year after all the murders that happened in Halloween and Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. And we start off with this character named Corey. He's a babysitter. You know where this is going, or do you? He's a babysitter, and he's babysitting this kid. And they're like watching horror movies. And the kid's like saying, "Oh, Michael Myers kills babysitters, so you're gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live." Yada yada yada. Basically freaking out Corey. And then Corey's just pissed off and he goes off and tries to go get a beer, right? This is the beginning of the movie. And when he goes off, the kid is somehow missing. And oh, the kid's name is Jeremy, by the way. I just forgot his name for a second. Jeremy. Anyway, Jeremy is missing, and Corey's trying to look for him, and then he gets. Long story short, since it's like a suspenseful movie, he's like walking very slow throughout the house. He makes it up to the attic, right? But there's it's like a 3 to 4 story house, so like there's like rails and such. He makes it to the attic type ish, and it's shown that Jeremy was tricking Corey the whole time and trying to scare him and everything, being a little shit. And the parents come back in time to hear Corey banging on the door because Jeremy locked him inside the door, inside the room, and he's like screaming, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you piece of shit, let me out," and everything. And once he's able to kick the door open, he accidentally kicks the door on the kid's face. Right? It doesn't look like the kid anything happens to the kid. The mother is like wondering what the hell is going on, looking at the father, and then we see Jeremy fall to his death in a very, very, ow, that hurt my hand, in a very, very gruesome way. His neck snaps, his whole body just combusts, and it just twists, and it's just gnarly to look at. It was a very, very shocking and surprising scene, a very shocking opening, and then boom, the Halloween ends. I'm shaking my table too much. The Halloween ends. Title card shows up, just like the other movies. I love it how they do that, by the way. In every other movie, in Halloween 2018, he goes, "Say something." Halloween Kills, I don't really like that much, so I can't remember much about it. But I know they have a scene like that in that movie, and I'm glad they have a scene like that in this movie. And so you pretty much get the gist of it. Corey is gonna be our one of our main protagonists in this film. We still get to see Laurie, we still get to see Allison, but they're in a very happy state. And both of these, in the last two films, they're like screaming, they're like in desperate situations, they're trying to live, In this film, you actually see them very happy with their lives because it's been 4 years since the murders of 2018, and they're really trying to let go. And I understand. We never get to see a horror movie where these characters have been through so much and they're really trying to just get away from that side, get away from that area of their lives. And they're like very happy. They're trying to have fun. Allison's a doctor. Laurie's writing a book about her situation. They're taking the Scream 5? No, Scream 4 route, where Gail and Sydney were writing their stories about the about their lives, about getting chased down by Ghostface. I can't believe I couldn't remember that for a second. So they're pretty much having the time of their lives. They're trying to forget everything. We get to see people from old movies trying to be happy, and I personally really liked it. I know a lot of people didn't because they're like, "What? No, these characters are supposed to be. They're supposed to try to be looking for Michael, just like the first Halloween 2018 and everything." I'm like, "Yeah, well, we already got that for 2 movies. Why can't we try to enjoy something a bit different?" And I was okay with it. I saw my friends, we were entirely okay with it. We were like, whoa, this is a bit different. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm okay with it. So, but these guys are having the time of their lives. But since Corey had killed Jeremy by accident, and I really like how they explain later in the movie. I really like how they handled this situation. Corey is now labeled the freak show because they say, so this is from Laurie's perspective. Ever since Michael had vanished from Halloween Kills, everybody would like kill themselves or kill people on Halloween Day because they were absolutely mortified about the boogeyman coming in and trying to kill people, right? They were just angry and fearful for what was about to happen, what was coming. So ever since Michael had left, they needed a new person. And guess who killed the kid? Corey. So Corey was pretty much the freak show of the town. And people would be assholes to him. He wouldn't have a very nice life whatsoever. He got his hand cut in one of the scenes. And Laurie sees him and they're being nice to each other. They're like, "Oh, I'll help you out. I'm going to go take you to my granddaughter." And he meets Allison. And they hit it off. It's pretty much love at first sight. Like I know a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but I said it to my friends multiple times. It's just opposites attract. Corey survived a very terrible situation, and he's gonna be obvious. He's obviously scarred for life, and so is Allison. She survived the boogeyman, the Shape, Michael Myers. So they pretty much fell in love literally love at first sight, and I was okay with it. So they're like, Jamie Lee Curtis is like, Laurie Strode is telling Addison, "Oh, come on, go out, have fun, rip your tits out, show the world that you're the best." I like it. She's trying to have fun. She's trying to forget everything that happened in the past, and that's exactly what Addison does. She takes Corey out, and they go out to a dance. They go out to like this dance club. It's like a Halloween party and everything. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. When we were watching this film, me and my friends, we were freaking out because there are strobe lights happening, and we were like, "What the fuck is going on with the strobe lights? Take it down a notch." We're like, everybody, like my brother, he was going, "Oh, this is okay. This is okay. All right, I get it." And then my friends, like on the side, they were like, "All right, come on, we understand." I was the whole time just like this because I was afraid of getting a seizure, and I'm pretty sure that they don't put a seizure warning at the beginning of the film. Something bad's gonna happen. I 100% guarantee it. But yeah, no, it was just them solidifying their relationship, saying, "Oh, I'm very happy with you," and such. And little behold, once there's a good scene, there's always a bad scene. So Corey, he leaves for a second to go get some drinks, and the mother of Jeremy is there at the party as well, and she confronts him saying, "Oh, you're having a nice time, huh? You're having a nice time after you killed my son, and everything." And it's a pretty hard scene to watch. He She's just going off on him, and he's trying to. I think he tries to apologize. He just doesn't know what to say. Then he just runs out of there. Addison finds him, and they're pretty much arguing, saying, "Oh, I'm never gonna be happy. I'm always gonna be the freak of this town. This town is always gonna look at us differently because of what we've been through and what I've been through." And I just have to leave. Addison is trying to show him, "Hey, I'm here, please," and he doesn't, and he walks off. Right. So while he's walking home, we get, well, this happened earlier in the film, but we get our kills. We pretty much get our kills, our deaths that are gonna happen. These teenage assholes, except this one girl, But they meet up with him. They're like pushing him and such. Corey had earlier with Jamie Lee Curtis, when they were being mean to him, they had jumped him at a gas station. I know I'm skipping, but I didn't think it was really that important. They jumped him at a gas station, and Lori was like, "All right, so what the fuck do you want to do? You want to slash your tires?" She pulls out a knife, and she's like, "Let's go slash these motherfuckers' tires." And I thought that was pretty funny. So they catch up to him, and they're like, "Oh, so you're not gonna say sorry and everything? Come on, I just want to be friends." No, they don't actually want to be friends. So they're just being rude. And Corey tries to walk off, and they're like pushing him and everything, and he falls. Like, they push him off a bridge, and they leave him. They leave him there. Well, this one girl's like, "Oh my god, you killed him!" And then the guy, one of the big bully, the leader, is like, "Oh no, I didn't. That's not what they're gonna believe," and they just leave, right? And then Corey gets dragged into the sewers, and little behold, he gets dragged by Michael Myers himself. I don't know why, but he's dragged in there, and he tries to escape, and Michael is very close to killing him. He's like choking him. You could see Michael like trying to, because this has been 4 years. Remember, he is supernatural in this timeline, right? The more he kills, the stronger he is. So the less he kills, the weaker and he is. So I'm pretty sure he hasn't killed anyone for quite a long time. I mean, they don't really specify that in the movie. And when Michael's killing him, he does his like his head tilt. He looks in his eyes, and he realizes he's killed someone. He's pretty much like me. That's what he thinks. So he lets him go, and there's like this like weird flash scene, and I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, Corey's changing. Corey's changing into like, he's like, "I'm done. I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be the monster that these people want me to be," right? And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much it for like the first act. And then for like the second act, it's just Corey like trying to find himself. He's still like freaking out. He's like telling Addison, let's leave this town and everything." And Addison agrees. She doesn't tell Lori, and like throughout like I guess the movie, Corey is just slowly losing it. Like, his insanity is going higher and higher and higher. And then we reach this like diner scene where they're like talking to each other, and this guy is hitting on Addison, and Addison tells him to fuck off. And Corey pretty much has had enough of it. He tells him, "Oh, she said leave her alone, man," and tries to be the White Knight. And then the guy doesn't listen. Corey stands up for himself for the first time, and it made me very happy seeing that. And the guy walks off. And of course, since, the guy's, a big tough guy, he doesn't want to let loose, so he's waiting for Corey to leave Addison alone, and he follows him home. Or he follows him under a bridge, right? And we all know where this is going. Since the sewers are underneath the bridge, he's trying to lead him to Michael Myers. And there was like a really cool scene. So like they have their tussle and everything, and he tricks him into going into the sewers. And then the guy has like a flashlight, and he's like looking around, and at the corner of the screen you could see Mike. Sorry, my thing, my mic had cut off there for a second. So you see Michael hiding, trying to live, and everything, and it was like such a surreal scene. It was very creepy. I was not expecting Michael to be there, and he looks up and he sees Corey, right, and he knocks him down on his feet. And Corey's like pushing Michael, going, come on, kill him, show me how it's done." Like he's really losing it, like he is. And he picks up the cop, right? He's like holding him for Michael. And then Michael like picks up a knife, and like you can literally see him like he's trying. He's like, he picks up the knife, stabs him once, and he's like, "Oh, that's the good shit. That's the good stuff." Right? And he's just energized. He gets his energy back. And he starts stabbing him repeatedly. And Michael doesn't kill Corey there for some reason. I'm guessing he's like, "Oh, you're my disciple. I will teach you the ways of death." And that's pretty much it. We get a team up with Michael and Corey. It was such a it's like a really cool like part of the film. So Addison isn't like I guess isn't really important because it's pretty much a throwaway kill. The kills aren't important in this film. They aren't. It's more of the story that's important. Right? And I get it. It's a horror film. The kills are supposed to be important as well, but I just like it. I just like the story. I really didn't care for the kills for this one. We got two other films if you want to see kills. If you want to see kills, watch Halloween Kills, because that has the best kills in the entire franchise. Addison has his, like, I guess, colleague in a nursing station that's just annoying. She doesn't stop talking, and all she does is just talk trash. Addison stands up for herself, and then the girl goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." She walks off. The doctor's an asshole to Addison. And later we find out like they're at the house. The nurse, the colleague, and the doctor are fucking. That's why the doctor doesn't care for Allison. He cares for the other girl. And like we have this scene. They're like setting things up. It looks like a parody off of Scream Stab, which was pretty cool. And we hear like a noise going on in the background with the doctor because the colleague goes to go take a shower, and the doctor is like off screen and such. And we hear a noise, and the girl is like, "Oh, doctor something." I can't remember the guy's name. And she like walks off to go find him, and there's like a really dark scene. I never caught it, but my friend quickly told me. So it's like a really dark scene. She's trying to look for him, but in the background, in like far background, you could see him getting stabbed. Like it's just like it's really hard to see, but you see him getting stabbed and everything with a bag over his head. And then she turns on the light, and it's Corey. Corey is killing. Finally. And I just realized I skipped the scene. You know what? I'll mention that at the end. I'm already here. We'll get to that scene that I skipped. It was a scene that I didn't like. I guess I put it out of my head. That's just me, I guess. But anyway, so she's like screaming. She tries to get away, and she does for a second. Like Corey's like banging on the window, like trying to get inside, and it looks like he's gonna fail. His first like actual trying to like time to try to kill someone, he's gonna lose and fail. And Michael shows up out of nowhere. He grabs her and everything, and Michael's like, "Listen, kid, this is how it's done." Right? He grabs the knife and just stabs her and sticks her onto the wall. It was a pretty cool moment, not going to lie. After that's when the movie kind of goes ballistic. It kind of goes a little off the rails. I'm gonna be kind of honest at this point, but I was okay with it. It brought me back. So Addison and Corey, they have their moment. You know, they're talking about, "Oh, this town needs to burn. We need to leave," right? And then he gets Corey goes back home, right? And then he gets kicked out. Like he tells his mom like he wants to leave, and his mom's like, "Wait, you want to leave? Want to leave? You can leave right fucking now. Get the fuck out of my house." His mom is a piece of shit. And he decides to leave to live in the house. Like he leaves, and then he goes to sleep in the house that he killed the kid. I was very shocked seeing that, but I was like, wow, he's definitely going off the deep end. So he's like sleeping literally on the blood stain that the kid left. and Lori catches up with him. Like she notices, like while she's like he's been hanging out with Allison, Lori has been noticing the eyes. She's like saying, "I see Michael in you. Something changed," and she's basically telling Corey, "Leave Allison alone, or I'm gonna fucking kill you." That's literally it. And I thought that was really badass. And Corey's like, "Who are you to fucking tell me to do what to do anymore?" Right? And then he like tries to threaten her, but she leaves. She pulls a Batman, right? And then now this is one of the scenes I did not like personally. I did not like, but I guess I was okay with. So he goes to where Michael is hiding, and Michael's literally just standing there waiting for him. And he pushes him around. He's manhandling him and such, and he slams him in the ground, and he takes his mask. He takes Michael's mask, and he gets out of the sewers. So I'm pretty sure he wants to go on a killing spree. So he manages to get these kids that bullied him into the junkyard, right? So this is his father's junkyard and everything. His father was the nicest guy in the whole entire movie, by the way. He's not really important. That's why I didn't bring him up earlier. But this is his father's junkyard. They go to the junkyard. They're like trying to find Corey and such. They're like, oh, let's fucking kick this guy's ass and such. So they see his bike and they're like, oh, let's just like chain his bike around our car and drag it and destroy it. So the leader tells one of his friends, "Oh, go start the car and everything." He goes over there, and then they're like waiting, and they're like, "Oh, why haven't you start the car yet? What's wrong?" And he goes over to him, and he lifts his head up, and he has a nail sticking through his eye. Now, this is one of the worst acting I've seen in a very, very long time. So the leader sees him, and he goes, and you can literally see him smiling, and he looks at the camera, his like crying is like terrible, and he's like, he's dead, and then everybody's like freaking out, and basically a car starts, right? And they're like, oh my god, we're gonna die and such. And they're like running to, like, they could have easily, like, the car's driving towards them and it's Corey in the car. Obviously he's gonna run them over. They could have easily just turned left or right and escaped, but they didn't do that. So what they're doing is they're running straight up ahead. They're climbing the fence. One of the girl manages to get over and leave. Well, it doesn't leave, but like she gets out of the car's point of view. And then the other girl, the nice girl, by the way, she climbs up the fence. She's stuck on the fence. Like, she gets to the other side and she gets ran over. All right, she deserves that. 100%. She could have easily not died there, but she didn't die. But she could have easily just went out the other way, right? So, we see the dad. He's like listening to music, and he goes, "Huh? Was you yelling out there?" And then, bam! The kid's like knocking out the window, and he's like saying, "Oh, we need help! We need help! Someone's trying to kill us!" And the guy hands the kid a gun. Don't know why. Okay, that was the stupid decision already. He hands him the gun, and he goes, "Wait right here. I'm gonna go find him." He goes off to find him, and he sees the girl underneath the I guess the gate or the rail, and he's like saying, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out. I'm gonna get you out." And he tries lifting it up and everything, and then the kid comes out with the rifle or the sniper, right? He says, "Oh, I see him. He's behind you. He's behind you." And then the father stands up, right? Because I guess Corey / Michael Myers is behind him. Because I'm pretty sure it's the mask that causes the evilness, right? But I mean, Corey was already off the deep end, so it's up to your perspective. But he stands up and he's like, "Oh, don't shoot!" And he gets shot right in the fucking head, and he falls down. And then he sees the other girl that escaped. He grabs a hammer, just slams it on slams. No. Wait, yes. He slams it on the head and everything. and he disappears. The leader's like, "Oh my god, we gotta get you the fuck out of here!" And Charge, "No, it's too late. You're already dead." And then he goes, "What?" And then Corey grabs him, slams him on the ground, grabs like this fire hose thingy, and starts burning his fucking mouth and face off. I really wish they showed that kill. Most of these kills, by the way, they're not in they're not shown in the film. They're off screen kills, which really sucks. But he's like burning his face off, and then they pull the first movie kill. Corey slams his foot on this lady's face, and it explodes. And after that, he goes off on a killing spree. So he goes to go see his mom, stabs her, right? Like his mom's like, "Oh, who's there?" She thinks it's the husband. She's like, "Oh, I have laundry and such." She turns around. Little behold, she sees her baby boy stab her to death. It's an off-screen kill again. And then there's this guy that was bothering Addison and Corey earlier in the movie. It was like this radio host guy. I feel like most of these kills were very shoehorned last second. Like, because rewatching the movie, they're like back to back like that. So that's just me. But so he goes to the radio station and he kills like the assistant. It's another off-screen kill, but they make up for it because so the guy that bothered them before, he turns around and is like, "Oh, what the hell?" And Corey grabs him and starts slamming his face back and forth on the table, and then you see like his teeth fall off, super gnarly. Then he grabs like a scissor and cuts his tongue off, and it falls onto the vinyl that's playing for the station. And we had like this really cool scene where it's like, oh, a bloody battered face just bleeding out, and the tongue like on the vial. So like, you know those like pins where it's like playing the music, it's like hitting it, so it's like the music hit, and it's like freaking out, and it's really a really cool scene. And then after that, Addison is just trying to figure out where Corey is, and Lori is in her house. Little behold, it's a really, really crazy scene. Okay, so we see her drink, and she walks upstairs, and she calls the police, and me and my friends were all wondering, why is she calling the police? She reports a suicide. She's like, "Oh, there's a suicide happening at this place." She gives the address, and then she hangs up, right? And then me and my friends were like, "No fucking way they're gonna kill off Lori." If they were gonna kill off Lori like that, I was gonna be absolutely pissed, right? She's like trying. She's like, she has the gun up her head, and she puts it right here, and she walks off. And then Corey's already in the house, right? He somehow spawned in the house. I'm pretty sure he drove all the way over there, right? He spawned in the house. He's killing everybody that was rude to him. So he's like walking upstairs. He hears a gunshot. Okay, the pumpkin just splatters all over the walls, right? I'm guessing he thinks that she killed herself. And he opens the door, and Lori has the most badass moment I've ever seen in any horror movie. She's like technically looking at the camera because it's to Corey's first person point of view, and she goes, "What, did you really fucking think I killed myself?" And just shoots him like 3 times in the stomach. That shit was super badass. Me and my friends were like, "Oh shit!" Fucking destroyed him. Falls off the rails. He lands on the floor, and Lori's like, "You're pathetic. I knew you had evil in you from the start. I just can't believe it. You be this person." And we had this. They had this like talk and everything, and Corey realizes Addison is right outside Lori's house because Addison decides to come back home. And Corey's like, "All right, we're going to play it my way." Kills himself with a knife. Stabs him right in the throat. I was like, no. I was hoping for like some sort of redemption for this character. Like something, right? I wasn't expecting him to... I was expecting him to die. I was either expecting Michael to kill him or something like that. But I wasn't expecting him to like just stab himself in the throat. And then it gets like off the rails right here. Lori is like trying to grab the knife from his throat, and Addison comes in at the exact same time. She pulls it out. So it's like, wait, it's not what you think. I literally said that out loud in the theater. And Addison's like freaking out, like telling you, oh, go fuck yourself. I'm out of here. Fuck this. How dare you? And she like leaves, right? And while she's leaving, Laurie's just sitting down and she's like, well, I got nothing now. She's literally looking at the gun, and I'm 100% certain she was contemplating on killing herself. Like, that was when she was actually going to kill herself, right? And then she notices one of the back doors is open. And she's like, wait a minute. What the hell? And then she hears footsteps. It's Michael Myers trying to get his mask. You all know where this is going. The big fight. It's about to happen, right? Um, she stands up. She's like, okay, how the fuck do we pull this off, right? She doesn't have any more bullets left in the gun because she like shot them all. Like she was trying to show off she was a badass and such. So, Michael Myers picks up the mask and he puts it on, right? Well, no, he's trying to pick up the mask, but Corey's still alive, and Michael's like, oh, telling him, oh, get the fuck off me. And he grabs his head and everything. And my friend said a very funny moment when it happened. He goes like it's like at the pinpoint perfect. He goes, such a you're like he's like, oh, this is Michael. You're such a fucking disappointment. And the second he says that, he snaps his neck. Right, kills Corey right then and there. That's the end for Corey. I'm sorry. And he puts on the mask. Michael Myers is back. And I don't know how the fight starts, but I'm pretty sure Laurie does like the first move, and then Michael is like fighting back. They're like pushing each other. They're throwing, he's like throwing her across counters and shit. She's like stabbing him, and they're like literally like punching each other. It's like a full on brawl, all right? And Michael has the upper hand at one point, and during all this, by the way, during all this whole fight, the cops call Addison to ask what's wrong with Laurie because there was she called about a suicide at the house, and then Addison's like, what the fuck, I have to get over there as fast as I can. She starts driving back to the house, right? And then Michael has the upper hand, puts Laurie's hand in the dispenser. I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to like cut food up, like that's like big chunks, right? Almost gets her hand. She like cuts like a tiny bit of it. Laurie like knocks him back, and then she grabs a knife, stabs him in the stomach, right, and then stabs him in the hand, and like sticks him to her cupboard, and she does that to his feet as well, and she keeps like stabbing him in the stomach, and Mike's like wait, and then she just keeps going, and then she basically has the upper hand. She's like, oh my god, I could actually kill Michael this time. Michael is officially going to die. And she's like telling him, I used to be afraid of you or something like that. I used to be afraid of the boogeyman. I wanted to kill the boogeyman, but now I'm just gonna kill an old man. And she just sliced his throat open. And I really thought that's how Michael was gonna die. But then the hand that was stuck to the knife, he pulls it out, basically cuts his hand in half, and like grabs her by the neck, and he's like choking her out. She's very close to dying, and she goes, you know what, fucking do it. Then we get like this very, very cool flashback of the first like two movies in the very first Halloween movie, and Addison comes in time to stop Michael from killing her, and she just fucking breaks his arm, like just snaps it, and she hands Laurie the knife and goes, do the finishing kill, right? And then she cuts open his wrist. So he's bleeding from here, he's bleeding from here. He has to die. That's it. That is it. That is the end of Michael Myers. Michael Myers is officially dead. And it's like a very sweet, bitter moment. Everybody's just walking to the house. The police, they're like saying, no, you gotta get out of the way. We gotta stop Laurie. And then they realize, oh my God, she killed Michael Myers. And she goes, he's dead. And this is one of the cool moments. Pretty much the whole town comes together, grabs Michael Myers, and they're like, okay, this guy needs to be destroyed, right? So they put him in this like crusher for the junkyard, and they just destroy his body. His body just goes, and just it's just a gnarly scene to look at. And that's pretty much how the movie ends. Our characters in a very happy state. Laurie is finally content with her life, knowing that she's never gonna be attacked or haunted ever again, unless they make a sequel and something happens. But that's just how it is right now. And Addison, she leaves Haddonfield, and everybody's just finally happy. So that's basically the whole movie for Halloween Kills. And if you watch the movie throughout, like, a lot of people don't like the Corey part of the movie. I do, because you took this man, okay, and pretty much since the boogeyman was gone, you needed someone else to attack. And they mentioned this in the movie. The father, like, they meet up with the father at one point. It's just like a small part of the film. And he's like saying, I know Corey. I know Corey didn't kill him on purpose. And I was very sad. And when Michael wasn't in town, the town took my despair and used it for themselves as anger for Corey and belittled and pushed this man to his limits. And I really like that part. Like, this movie really tackles depression, really tackles like acceptance, grief, suicide. Like, there's like 2 instances of suicide in this film, right? It tackles like everything. And I thought it was a beautifully written, at least. I don't think it's the most well written, because there's a lot of things that's up in the air. There's at one point, Corey tells Addison, "Oh, I killed someone." You can take into perspective that he's talking about Jeremy, not like someone that he actually killed, because he does kill like a homeless man, but it's not really important. That's like technically his first kill, right before he transforms into this evil being. And I really like how they took that aspect of how far can you push a man before he reaches his limit? How far can you just be the punching bag until you say, that's enough. I'm done being the punching bag. It's my turn now. Right? That's pretty much the premise of the movie. And I like it. I thought it was very unique, and I haven't seen it for any type of other horror movie films. But that's just what I thought. Thank you guys for watching the video. I know it's going to be a very, very long video to get through, but I tried my best. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you guys did like it, please give it a like so it can help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, why not subscribe? It would make me very, very happy. I will see you guys in the next video. I really, really enjoy this film. If you have Peacock, please go watch it. I think it's like $1 a month for like the first month. You can literally pay for it and you can watch this movie and then cancel it right afterwards. Or go to the movie theater. I thought it was a really good film to watch in the movie theater. I would watch it again. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.